Hi, I'm Kate Bauer. I'm the Blumenstein-Katz Family Fellow at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy, and I co-authored Iran's Precision Missile Project Moves to Lebanon with Hanin Ghaddar and Assaf Orion.
When we say precision project, it's basically that Hezbollah is transforming its regular missiles and rockets into more precision missiles and rockets that can target certain targets in Israel.
For the last 40 years, Israel found itself fighting with Iranian-trained and built proxies, including Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and some parts in Syria. Iran is trying to establish itself on Israel's border, and Israel is trying to counter it and stop it and foil this threat.
So while there's been a great deal of focus on Iran's efforts to establish a land bridge through southern Syria into Lebanon, they have for many years resourced the proxies by air. And one key thing we've seen is that they've now been using flights to move reportedly and potentially key kits that would allow them to upgrade the missiles that Hezbollah has in Lebanon.
It's not they're making new missiles. They're developing their own already existing missiles. They've been doing this in Syria for the past few years, since, let's say, 2013. And they had to move them to Lebanon because Israel has been bombing these facilities in Syria for many years. And Iran has probably lost more than 50% of these facilities.
In Lebanon, the situation is more precarious because if Israel goes striking in Lebanon, it will probably lead to escalation all the way to a war. So Israel now faces the dilemma. Do I sit back and watch as Hezbollah is increasing its wartime threat to Israel in a severe way, but currently the probability for war is still low? Or do I try to interdict and stop it now, which means higher probability for escalation, so you may actually advance the war you'd like to avoid?
The facilities in Syria that Israel has been bombing did not cause any civilian loss because the civilians do not live around these facilities. They're in military bases in remote areas. In Lebanon, all these facilities, whether the factories where these missiles are being transformed or the depots where these missiles are being stored, they're all under Lebanese population. They're mostly under people's houses, under hospitals, under schools. So that's why Israel hasn't bombed them in Lebanon yet, and that's why it's an issue, because for Israel this is number one red line, and for Hezbollah and Iran this is number one priority in the next phase. Israel has outed Hezbollah's facilities. Netanyahu during the Enga speech pointed to some of these facilities, not all of them, mainly to those that are part of the around the airport, like they are closer to the Lebanese infrastructure in order to pressure the government.
On the other hand, Hezbollah and its sponsor Iran may view moving this activity to Lebanon as potentially less risky because since the 2006 war, Israel and Hezbollah have tried not to escalate tensions and spur a new conflict. So what we see at this point, and why we thought it was important to write this paper, is to bring together the perspectives of all of the different actors involved. And by bringing together our expertise, both Assaf and Hanin and I, were able to include the perspectives of Lebanon, of Hezbollah, of Israel. We also wrote about Russia, role for the UN, and what dilemmas the various actors face, including the US, and what options they have. Concluding with policy recommendations to try to help policymakers be able to plan for a potential escalation and recommend ways that they could forestall that.